There are many reasons why I hate government, war, currency manipulation, and the list truly does go on and on. But the thing is, one thing I detest is the local level tyranny that we see. And nothing pisses me off more than when local tyranny affects children, and specifically targets them, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. It appears that in Massachusetts, a young man had created an ice cream stand. And why was this? Because his brother's hockey team needed money, so he was going to make sure that he could get them some money. And of course, some Karen with the HOA contacted the police, and we saw that this young man was forced to shut down his ice cream stand. Isn't that just something? But Goofy Shirt Man, what if his ice cream stand wasn't approved by the FDA? I don't fucking care. That's irrelevant to me. The fact is that you're willing to effectively persecute a child for trying to pursue their entrepreneurial spirit and not even doing so for their own benefit, but for the benefit of others. What lesson does this teach these children? But of course, that doesn't matter. All that matters is that these police officers and those people on the city council, well, they get paid and they pass their ordinance, and that's all that matters. How much would you have to be paid on a daily basis to be someone who is willing to walk up to a child's lemonade stand and effectively sweep the leg out from underneath the table, watching their dreams crater onto the sidewalk below? I want you to actually think about that. I know I really gave you literally no time at all, but did you think about it? Did you ruminate about it? Get it? Got it? Good. Let's jump in. Here we see town officials shut down a boys' ice cream stand. Fundraisers and death threats then follow. And yes, fundraisers did follow, but death threats certainly did not, because from what I've seen with all of my research that I've done on this topic, well, in fact, it wasn't that death threats were being delivered to these people that were on the city council, the HOA. No, they were being called tyrants. And of course, as we know, words are apparently violence in 2024, according to people that are just so consumed by this hyper feminized, over pussified, offended by absolutely everything society that we live in. Anyways, nonetheless, I move on. Let's jump into the article. Here we see, bored and looking for something to do this summer, Danny Doherty hatched a plan to raise money for his brother's hockey team by selling homemade ice cream. Absolute Chad. But a few days after setting up a stand and serving vanilla, shaved chocolate, and fluffernutter, which fluffernutter sounding absolutely phenomenal as ice cream, I must admit I would have fallen head over heels to try this. Serving this to roughly about 20 people, Danny's family then received a letter from Norwood Board of Health ordering it to shut down. Town officials had received a complaint and said that the 12-year-old scheme violated the Massachusetts Food Code, a state regulation. Ah, yes. And if there was ever anything that I didn't give a flying fuck about, it's government regulation. Here we see. I was surprised and upset, he said, of the letter that came August 5th. I don't understand because there are so many lemonade stands and they don't get shut down. Danny's mom, Nancy Doherty, who had encouraged her son to start the stand as long as he donated half of the proceeds to charity, was taken aback. What a phenomenal mom, not only allowing her son to pursue his entrepreneurial spirit, but also telling him that he should be doing so and donating part of his funds to charity. So not only cultivating a work ethic within this young man, giving him an understanding of what it means to strive to do something for yourself, to create something for yourself, but also to be selfless in the process on multiple fronts, as he was not doing this for himself, but for his brother's hockey team, and then also doing so to donate money to charity. This is truly a phenomenal mother, and we should all tip our hat to her and give respect, and that is what we are going to take this moment to do. Now let's go ahead and just move on. Somebody complained. That was the most disappointing part for us, that somebody thought it necessary to complain about a child stand, she said. It seemed a little, crazy if you ask me. And yes, the Karens that litter the boards of HOAs and city councils, they are undoubtedly crazy. Here we see. That's when the neighborhood fundraiser blew up and became the talk of Norwood, a suburban town about an hour from Boston. The first day they gave away the ice cream. Supplies ran out in 10 minutes and there was $1,000 that was raised. Then word began to spread about the fundraiser and Danny's clash with the town. Local media ran stories about the stand, prompting local businesses, several of them in fact, to hold their own fundraisers for the hockey team, which you absolutely love to hear. A young man who was trying to do the right thing, inspiring other people to do the right thing. Here we see among them was Furlong's Candies, which teamed up with Boston radio station WWBX-FM to hold a fundraiser in their parking lot. They raised $3,600 on a day when lines stretched out the door. Danny was trying to do a good thing for his brother's team, and it's not just a regular hockey team, Nancy Thrasher, the store's co-owner, said. They need a lot more equipment. We were like, this is the perfect situation for us to get involved in. And that's absolutely true. Not only are you doing a good thing, but accruing business in the future, because people will most certainly want to support your business if you are someone who is espousing standards such as this. Here we see Thrasher said she understood why the stand had to be shut down, but she felt bad. My heart broke for the kid. He was just trying to do good for his brother's team, she said. And while I also understand why the stand is shut down, I simply despise the rules and regulations as to why that happened. Here we see, Danny's situation is not altogether unusual. Youth elsewhere have also seen their lemonade stands or pop-up bake sales shuttered, often for failing to have a business or health permit. Several states have then responded by moving or lessening restrictions on such ventures, which is fantastic to hear, but what you need to realize is that still will not stop many of these different Karens who will gladly persecute these children solely for the fact that they have nothing going on in their lives and they are hollow vassals for evil. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into an example real quick of something like this happening in another state. Here you see Colorado HOA calls cops on kids' lemonade stand to get illegal operation shut down. And shout out to these newscasters for starting off this bit by simply drinking lemonade, showing their allegiance with this child. Tip of the hat to you. I truly do appreciate the comedy in which you're addressing this with, but not only that, the nature of how you're tackling this. Here we see from the Associated Press now, police shut down kids' lemonade stand at a tourist spot. Rhode Island officials have shut down a children's lemonade stand at Newport's famed Cliff Walk, citing a local ordinance aimed at keeping the trail commerce free. And yes, if there was any commerce that any individual was going to have a problem with, it's going to be a child's lemonade stand. Anyways, back to the original article from the AP we were talking about. Here we see Nancy Doherty said it was distressing to hear the town employees had received threats, which, again, did not happen. She said the family had never sold ice cream before, but acknowledged that Danny created an Instagram account to promote the stand. So here's what's interesting about that. The people on the HOA and within that of the city council that are apparently receiving these distressing death threats, oh my goodness, which realistically just being called tyrants. The thing is that these people are so unbelievable that they were making up lies claiming that this child was already selling ice cream for quite some time, and it's just about time that we finally crack down. But that was never the case. Once again, we can see government officials lying through their teeth. Shocker, I know. She says, I'm not upset with the town for responding to a complaint. I'm shocked someone complained. This was a tiny operation, us serving 20 friends, family, and neighbors. This isn't a public health action. That is someone complaining to be a complainer, aka a Karen. For Danny, all the attention has been a little unnerving. There were so many people, and then they started chanting my name, he said, at the fundraiser at Furlongs. I didn't like it, so I ran away. All the attention was on me, and I didn't like it. Which, oh, poor kid. That's so cute, but so sad. In the end, about $20,000 was raised for the hockey team, more than the amount the club spends in an entire year. Love to hear it. The infusion of funds should ensure the club will be on sound financial footing for the next decade or more. Absolutely love to hear it. As someone who grew up playing hockey, this truly just warms my heart to see the community rally around this young man. Here we see, to finish it off, the community response has overwhelmed us, said John Quill, the director and coach of the Boston Bear Clubs, as he accepted a check from an auto group at Doherty's house. There are a lot of good people out there, Quill added. Danny inspired a whole lot of us people to do good and to be kind and to help us out. And that is something that, like I said, we should appreciate, is this young man's actions being something that inspired so many other people to do something good. This isn't the usual type of video that we have here, but this is something that I wanted to talk about, and I just figured it would be good to have a story such as this on the channel. Thank you for watching if you got this far. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Stay lovely, stay great, tell someone you love them, and most importantly, never be the Karen that shuts down a child's lemonade, ice cream, or bakery stand, because you yourself will only be proving yourself to be a soulless vassal for evil. Peace out.